Good day, class. My name is Iwale Amati. I'm here to take you mathematics. Before we proceed to today's class, let us look at what we discussed in our last class. In our last class, we discussed about the perimeter of a plane shape, whereby we talk on the formulas of finding the perimeter of a circle, where we said the perimeter of a circle is 2 pi r or pi d. And the formula for finding the perimeter of a square is 4L. The formula for finding the perimeter of a rectangle is 2 open bracket length plus breadth. And the formula for finding the perimeter of an irregular shape is when you add all the sides of that irregular shape together. So in short, a perimeter means the total sum of all the sides of the shape. So when you add all the sides containing the shapes together, so that is what we mean by perimeter. So today we are moving to area of plane shapes. And under it we shall be looking at area of circles and triangles. Then after that we shall be looking at area of regular quadrilaterals, which are square, rectangle, parallelogram, trapezium. Then lastly, we shall be looking at area of irregular shape. So let's start with area of circle. So the formula for finding the area of a circle is pi r square, where the value of your pi is 22/7. It can be given as well as 3.14 or 3.142, or sometimes it can also be given as 3 whole number 1/7. Then the formula for finding the radius of a circle is square root of a over pi, where a is the area of the circle. So circle is not something new to you. We have spoken about the properties of a circle, where we said a diameter is a line that divides a circle into two equal parts. And when we are talking about a radius is half of a diameter. When you divide a diameter into two, it will give you one radius. So 2 radius is made up of a diameter. That is, 2 radius will give you one diameter. So let us look at example under this area of a circle. The first example, find the area of a circle whose radius is 3/1/2 meter. It means we are looking for the area and we are given the radius. Taking pi to be 22/7, so we are given the value of our pi to be 22 to 22/7 rather. Our pi is 22/7. Sorry. So the area of the circle is pi r square, which is what we have been given at the beginning. Then our area is equal to pi. Our pi is 22/7 multiplied by our radius square, which is 3/1/2 square. Then we proceed to 22/7 multiplied by, then change this 3/1/2 to improper fraction. That will give you 3 multiplied by 2 plus 1 all over 2, which is the denominator. So 3 times 2, that will give you 6. 6 plus 1, that will give you 7. So it means we have 7/2 times 7/2, which is in 2 places. Then if you now have 22/7 times 7/2 times 7/2. So 7 here, 1, 7 here, 1. Then 2 here, 1, 2 here, 11. So there is nothing that can go again. We have 11 times 1 times 7. So 11 times 1 will give us 11. 11 times 7, that will give us 77. All over, then 1 times 1, that is 1, times 2, 2. So we have 77 all over 2. So we have 77 over 2. Divide it. So we have 2 in 7, that is 3, remainder 1. In 17, that is 8, remainder 1, all over 2. So from here, convert this 1 over 2 to decimal. Don't forget this 38 whole number is same thing as 38.0. So convert this 1 over 2 to decimal. If you convert that to decimal, that will give you 1 over 2 now. Okay. 2 in 1, impossible. That is 0 point. Add 0 to this 1, making 10. 2 in 10, 5. So it means 1 over 2 will give us 0 0.5. Now plus 38.0. So 5 plus 0 here will give you 5. 5 plus 0 will give you 5. Then point, you return the point. 0 plus 8, that will give you 8. Then 3 plus nothing here, that will give you 3. So our answer here is 38.5 meter square. So my area is 38.5 meter square. Let's move to example 2. The area of a circle is 126.5 centimeters square. Find its radius. Correct to 2 decimal places. Take pi to be 22 over 7. So here we are looking for the radius, and we are given the area to be 126.5. So using our formula for finding the radius, that is square root of a over pi. So where our a is the area, and our area here is 126.5 over 126.5 all over the pi, which is 22 over 7, divided by 22 over 7. So here I have 126.5. The over means division, divided by the fraction, which is 22 over 7. Now, I want to change the division sign at the middle to multiplication. When you want to change it to multiplication, it will affect the fraction on the right hand side, which is 22 over 7. So if you want to change division to multiplication, the number here will turn upside down, which is 22 over 7 will turn upside down. 22 will come to the denominator and 7 will go to the numerator. It will deform. They will change their position. So that will be 126.5, then times, you can see division has changed to times. That is times 7 will come up, then over 22 will come down. So that will give you 7 over 22. So I have 126.5 times 7 all over 22 times 1, which will give me 22 from this step. Then from here, we have 126.5 times 5. That will give me 885.5. Then divided by 22. So when you divide it, you have 40.25. And the square root, don't forget it has a square root. And the square root is, for the square root of 40.25 is 6.344. Then to 2 decimal places. Or when you look for the square root of 40.25, so that will give you 6.3442. 6.3442. So then the question says we should leave our answer to 2 decimal places. So this is the decimal point. This is the first decimal point, the second decimal point. Then move to the third number. Now, the number, if the third number falls between the range of 0 to 4, you round it off to 0. But the number is less than 5, so you round it off to 0. So 0 plus 34 here will still give me 35. 4. So that is why we have 6.34 as our radius. So our radius is 6.34. Now let me quickly chip this one in. If the question asks me to look for my diameter, if the question says I should look for diameter, don't forget I said diameter is equals to 2r. So if the question asks me to look for diameter, I will just multiply my radius, which is 2 times 6.34. So I will just multiply it by 2. I will just multiply my answer by 2, which will give me 12.69. 12.69. So let's move to area of a triangle. Area of a triangle. The formula for finding the area of a triangle is half base times height. Half base times height. In any triangle, half base times height. But if you are given a triangle that is not a right angle, for instance, if you are given this kind of triangle, when you divide this triangle into 2, you can see. When you divide it into 2, when you divide this triangle, if you are given a triangle like this, when you divide it into 2, you will see that it will give you a right angle, 2 right angles. So this the bisector that you use to divide the triangle into 2 will be your height, where the bottom of the shape of the triangle will be your base. So the formula for finding the area of a triangle is half base times height. Half base times height. Are we together? So let's look at example. Example 1. Calculate the area of the triangle shown below. So you can see in this triangle, we are given the base to be 12 and the height to be 9. Just apply your formula. So your formula is half base times height. That is 1 over 2. 1 over 2 times 9 times 12. Then 2 go here 1. 2 go into 1. 2 go in 12. That is 6. So I have 9 times 6. So and 9 times 6 will give you 54. So my answer is 54 centimeter square. Then to the example 2. Calculate the height of a triangle whose base is 8 centimeter. You are given the base to be 8 centimeter. And the area of 20 centimeter square. So we are given the base to be 8 centimeter and the area of the triangle to be 20 centimeter square. So the question asks us to look for the height. The height. So applying the formula, which is area of triangle is half base times height. So I have area is equals to half base times height. So my area is given as 20 is equal to half times the base, 8 times the height. So 2 go into 1, 2 go in 8, 4. So it means what I have left here is 20 is equals to 1 times 4, 4, 4 times h, 4 h. So I have 20 is equals to 4 h. So when you look at these two, the number, the term at the right hand side, the relationship between 4 and h is multiplication. So if I want to separate them, I have to use the opposite sign of multiplication, which is division. So divide both sides by 4. Divide this also by 4. So 4 go in 4, 1. 4 go in 4, 1. 4 go in 4 here, 1. 4 go in 4 here, 5. So I have 5. So it means my h is equals to 5 centimeters. So my height will be 5 centimeter. So let's move to area of a square. Don't forget, a square is a quadrilateral in which all its sides are equal in length. are equal in length. And the formula of finding the area of a square is L square, the length, the square of the length. Once they have the same length, once they have the same value for each of the sides, if one of the sides is 5, then automatically the remaining 3 sides will also be 5 centimeter each. So the formula finding the area of a square is length square. And the formula finding the length of a square is the square root of the area. So example 1. Find the area of a square whose side is 5 centimeter. So we are looking for the area whereby we are given one of the sides to be 5 centimeters. So just apply your formula. The area of a square is length square. Length square. So the area of a square is length square, which is length times length, which is 5 centimeter times 5 centimeter, which will give me 25 centimeter square. Then example 2. The area of a square field is 100 meters square. Find the length of its side. We are looking for the length of the square. So we are given the area to be 100 meters square. So just apply the formula. The formula is the square root of the area. So what number, 2 numbers can you multiply? The same number that you multiply together twice, that will give you 100. So that is 10, which is 10 times 10, which is 100. So the length of the square is 10 meter. So let's move to area of a rectangle. Area of a rectangle. Don't forget, one of the property of a rectangle is opposite sides are equal. So it means the length here will also be equal to this side. Then the 2 perpendicular sides are also equal to each other. So from there, if you want to look for the formula finding the area of a rectangle is length times breadth. Length times breadth. That is the formula finding the area of a rectangle. And if you want to look for the length of a rectangle, the formula is area divided by the breadth. Area divided by the breadth. That is the formula finding the area of a rectangle. And if you want to look for the breadth of a rectangle, the formula is area divided by the length. Area divided by the length. So you can see, once you know one of the formula, you already know the remaining. So if the area of finding the rectangle is length times breadth, then the area of the formula finding the length of the rectangle will be area divided by the breadth. And if you want to look for the breadth, that will give you area divided by the length. So let's look at the examples that we have. Example 1. Calculate the area of rectangle 6 centimeter by 3.5 centimeter. So applying the formula, we have length times breadth. Don't forget, that's the first thing. When you look at all the examples I've been given, the first thing I make sure I do is you first write out the formula. The formula. So once you forget the formula, you already miss the work. So the best thing you have to know is to memorize the formula. You have to know the formula. So the formula finding the area of a rectangle is length times breadth, where my length is longer than the breadth. So the length is 6 centimeter and the breadth is 3.5 centimeter. So multiplying it, 6 multiplied by 3.5, that is same thing as 3.5 multiplied by 6. 6 times 5, that is 30. 0 remainder 3. Then 6 times 3, 18. 18 plus 3, that is 21. Now, come back to the question. You have one number after the point. So go back to your answer and count a number. Then put your point there. So when you put your point there, that will give you 21.0, which is still the same thing as 21 centimeter square. Then the example 2. The area of a rectangle is 224 centimeters square. If its length is 16 centimeters, calculate the breadth. Calculate the breadth. Calculate the breadth. So here we are looking for the breadth of the rectangle, where the formula is area divided by the length. So we have the area here to be 224 divided by the length, which is 16 centimeter. So what can go in 16 and will also go in 224? So 4 will go in 16, 4, the same number. Whatever you use to divide the denominator is what you are going to use to divide the numerator. So 2 will go in 22, 4 will go in 22, that is 5, which is 20, remaining 2. So 4 in 24, that is 6. So I have 56. Then 4 go in 4 again, 1. 4 go in 5, that is 1, remainder 1. 4 go in 16, that is 4. So my answer here is 14 centimeter. So the breadth of the rectangle is 14 centimeter. So let's go to area of a parallelogram. Area of a parallelogram. So the area of a parallelogram P is equals to area of rectangle, which is base times height. Don't forget the formula of finding the area of a rectangle is length times breadth. But here is just as if I have a rectangle. If I have a rectangle, I'm telling you how we got this parallelogram of a shape. Now, looking at this shape very well, if I come to this edge and I shift this edge little bit to the front, it will affect this edge as well, because this edge will also move like this. Sorry, this edge will also move. Something like this. This edge will also move here. So when you look at this shape, if you look at this, you will see that it looks like a parallelogram. So we got the parallelogram from a rectangle, where this is still the height, which is the length of the rectangle, because it was straight before we shifted the line, the edge. So this will be the height of the parallelogram, and this will be the base. So the formula for finding the area of a parallelogram is base times height. As short as that. The formula for finding the area of a parallelogram is base times height. Where B, you can see B is the base, and H here is the height. So, and if you want to look for the base of a parallelogram, the formula is the area divided by the height. Same thing happens to the height of a parallelogram. The formula will be area divided by the base. So let's look at two examples under this as well. So example 1, calculate the area of the parallelogram if its base is 9.2 centimeter and the height is 6 centimeter. We are given the base and the height. So our formula will be base times height, which is 9.2 centimeter multiplied by 6 centimeter. So 9.2 centimeter multiplied by 6 centimeter. Now let's multiply together to see what we have. 9.2 multiplied by 6. 6 times 2, that is 12. Keep 1. 6 times 9, that is 54. 54 plus 1, that is 55. Then we have one number after the point. So come back to your answer here and count one number, then put your point. So that is 55.2. So my answer will be 55.2 centimeter square. The last example under the area of a parallelogram. So we have calculate the height of the parallelogram if it has an area of 90 centimeter square and a base of 6 centimeter. So it means we are given the area to be 90 centimeter square and we are given the base to be 6 centimeter. So here we are looking for the height. And the formula finding the height is area divided by the base, which is 90 centimeter square divided by 6 centimeter. Firstly, centimeter here 1, This centimeter is 2. So when it's cancelled this, it remains 1 centimeter. Then 6 go in 6, 1. 6 go in 9, 1. 6 go in 9, 1. Remainder 3. 6 in 30, that is 5. So my answer here is 15 centimeter. So the height will be 15 centimeter. You can also multiply it together again. 15 multiplied by 6, it will still give you the area of the parallelogram. So let's move to area of trapezium. Area of trapezium. ABCD. You can see, looking at this diagram, ABCD is a trapezium. It's a trapezium. A trapezium is just like a van, just like this shape. Like this shape. You can see. So where this is the height, this side is the height, and these two sides, this side is parallel to each other. So I can name this to be A, this to be B, and this to be H. So here, I can say that my formula here is 1 over 2 in bracket A plus B multiplied by close bracket H. Close bracket H. So you can name this side to be A, then this side CD to be B. So your H is already there. So, and if I don't want to use that, when you look at the trapezium ABCD, the diagonal AC divide the shape into two triangles, where we have triangle ABC and triangle ACD. But the funniest part is that the two triangles will share the same height because they are bounded by this height. So the two of them will still share, the triangle A, B, and C will still share the same height, and triangle A, C, D will still share the same height. So if this height is 8 centimeter, triangle ABC will use 8 centimeter, triangle ACD will still use 8 centimeter. So the formula for finding the area of our trapezium is area of triangle ABC, half of area of triangle ABC plus half of triangle ACD, which is the same thing as half of, where we have half of open bracket AB plus CD in bracket H. You can see both you can see A, B, C, D here have this has occupied the whole of the trapezium. So that is the formula for finding the area of trapezium, which is half open bracket AB plus DC close bracket H. Or you can say that your formula is half open bracket A plus B close bracket H. Now let's look at examples. Example 1. Example 1. Calculate the area of a trapezium ABCD in the figure below. So looking at this trapezium, you see that we are given AB, we are given CD. So here I can say that according to what I taught you in the last slide, here we have triangle A, B, and C. So if I want to look for the area of this trapezium, I can look for half of area of triangle ABC, which is 1 over 2. So this is the 1 over 2 multiplied by 13, which is the base, times the height. You can see it is sharing the same height with triangle ACD, which is 8. So 2 going 2, 1. 2 going 1 over 2. Let us work it out. Multiply by 13. Multiply by 8. So that is 2 going 2, 1. 2 going 8. That is 4. Then 4 times 3, 12. Keep 1. 4 times 1, 4 plus 1, 5. So that is 52 centimeter square, which is here. Then going to the next triangle, we have triangle ACD, which is 1 over 2 multiplied by 6 multiplied by 8, which is still the same height. So 2 here, 1, 2 here, 3, which is 3 times 8, which is 24. Then add the two answers together. That is 52 plus 24, which will give you 76. And if you don't want to do it like that, applying the formula I gave you, where I said 1 over 2 in bracket a plus b, then multiply by the height. So here I have 1 over 2 multiplied by a, which is 13, plus, don't forget you close the bracket, plus 6 in bracket 8. 2 go into here 1, 2 go in 8, that is 4. Then I have 13 plus 6, that is 19. So 19 times 4, 19 times 4. 4 times 9, that is 36. Write 6, remainder 3. 4 times 1 and 4 plus 3, 7. You can see we are still arriving at the same answer, which is still 76 centimeter square. I intentionally did not put these workings there so that you can also try and do such on your own. So now let's go to area of irregular shape, which is the last subtopic we have for today's class, where we have area of irregular shape. Irregular shapes are shapes that you cannot easily measure with a ruler that does not have a, you can see this shape is different from a square. It's different from what I can just take a ruler and measure at once. So here you can use ruler to measure this, but the shapes are not moderate. They are not moderate. So here, if you want to look for the area of this shape, you divide it into a plane shape. You divide it in such a way that you can get a plane shape. So here, I divided the shape like this. I cut it here, 1, and I cut it here, 2. And this is the diagram. You can see it here. So if I divide this like this, now this is my shape A. Now bringing my length is 3 here, 3 here. So that is 3 by 3, which is a square. Looking at this shape B, which is this shape. Looking at this shape B, don't forget I've cut the shape. I have cut the shape to be like this. Now, looking at this shape B, from here to here is 8 centimeter. But from here to here, this side is 2 centimeter. Definitely from here to here will also be 2 centimeter. And the whole of this length is 8. So if from here to here is 2 centimeter, so and the whole is 8, that is 8 minus 2, which is 6. That's how I got this 6. Now, from here to here is 7 meter. 7 meter. And from here to here is 3 meter. Definitely from here to here will also be 3 meter. So the 3 meter from here plus 7 meter from here, add everything together making 10. So that's how I get the 6 by 10, which is a rectangle. You can see this length are not of the same size. Now going to this shape C, I have from here to here to be 2 centimeter, from here to here to be 4 centimeter. So that is 2 multiplied by 4, which will give me a rectangle as well. So if I want to look for the area of the shape, I have divided the shape into one square, a square, and two rectangles. So if I want to look for the area, that will be 3 times 3. You can see 3 times 3 plus 6 times 10 plus 2 times 4. So 3 times 3 will give me 9. 6 times 10. This 6 times 10, that is 60. Then 2 times 4, which is 8. Then add everything together. So I have 9 plus 60, that is 69. 69 plus 8, that is 77. So my answer would be 77 meter square. So I believe by the end of this class, you should be able to tell me the formula for finding the area of a circle, which is pi r square, and the formula for finding the radius of a circle, which is the square root of a over pi. Also, the square root for finding the area, the formula for finding the area of a triangle, which is half base times height. Then we also move to area of a square, where we said the area of a square is L square, which is the length square. And the formula for finding the length of a square is the square root of the area. We also look at formula for finding the area of a rectangle, where we said the formula for finding the area of a rectangle is length times breadth. And the formula for finding the length of a rectangle is area divided by breadth. And the formula for finding the breadth of a rectangle is area divided by length. And we also look at formula finding the area of a parallelogram, where we said the formula finding the area of a parallelogram is base times height. And the formula finding the height of a parallelogram is area divided by the base. And the formula finding the base of a parallelogram is area divided by the length. And we also look at formula finding the area of a parallelogram, of a trapezium, which is 1 over 2 open bracket a plus b multiplied by h, or 1 over 2 open bracket ab plus bcd close bracket multiplied by h, before we end it to area of irregular shape. So this is your class activity, which I'm expecting latest by Friday evening. So question 1 says the area of a parallelogram is 20 centimeters square. The base is 16 centimeters. Find its height. Then number 2, find the area of a circle whose circumference is 154 centimeters square. So find the area if the circumference is 154 centimeters. So they have given you the perimeter of a circle. So look for the area. Don't forget, here you are given the circumference, which is 2 pi r. So it's known as 2 pi r is equals to 154. So look for the radius there. Once you get the value of your radius, now take it back to the formula for finding the area of a circle. So in this question 2, you take your pi to be 22 over 7. Then question 3, the area of a trapezium is 81 centimeters square and its height is 6 centimeters. Find the longer side if the shorter side is 11 centimeters. Then number 4, Ada has a small square garden of 250 centimeters. What is its area in meter square? Here you are also given the perimeter of the square. Look for the length of the square, then look for the area. Calculate the area. Once you get the area, then convert your answer to meter. Let me give you a clue. Don't forget that 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeters is equals to 1 meter. So before Friday, I will post a question on irregular shape, area of an irregular shape, to your platform, so whereby you can attempt the question. That will be before Friday. So this is the end of our class for today. I wish you best of luck. Please stay safe. Coronavirus is real. Goodbye.